talk to you about building ecosystems and how we can help to enable you with this, with a new product and platform that we are launching within Ireland. So I think, yeah, good to go. Okay, so Ericsson originally started off within the whole machine-to-machine space a number of years ago, which many people within the audience will recognise. It started to move into the heavy industry area a couple of years ago by having a look at the maritime and shipping. I suppose one of the most important areas here was Maersk. Ericsson actually enabled Maersk, which is one of the largest floating cities in the world. These are just a few of the small examples of the different applications that were developed and deployed on the area. One of them, within its voyage and route optimization, actually saved Maersk about 175 million over 18 months. So it started off within the whole Internet of Things about saving money. Now we're moving into the next phase of this industrial revolution, which is all about generating money and how do you actually take your place as a player and start to form the ecosystems. So I'm going to show you our platform. So within here, this is what we're launching. We're actually launching this month. The first place we're launching it is for the Tunisian government. So the Tunisian government is launching this in order to allow and to enable both its universities and its entrepreneurs to have a platform whereby they can start to create and develop connected applications. They can start to collaborate with other people with gateways and sensors within the ecosystem, and they can start to deploy so that they can start to gain some traction and also then launch it out into a global marketplace. So this is the overview. So if we have a look, and if we can imagine the first city belong to this could be Dublin, and this could be the IoT ecosystem that we're trying to develop here for Ireland or Cork or Galway or whatever. If we take it, let's say, when we have a new application that will be on the front of this, that you would actually go into it, you'd be able to see your application, and you would be able to have an overview as to what you've actually developed here. And then a bit like Amazon, you will also have that other reference applications that sit closer to it. I'm going to go through to the end piece on this, which is how we fit the ecosystems together, and then I'll go back. If you take it that this is a service that we're developing, which we have developed, which is called Matchmaker. And basically it's a dating service for IoT. We've taken each of the different players, and what we've tried to do is to match them up with the different services so they can find each other, they can collaborate with each other, and they can build out new products and new solutions and new services together with the different data streams that will be coming out. Within Tunisia, the government are giving us free their own data streams. So any of the streams that come off, say from the environment, from water testing, from all of those areas, will be given by the government for free within that as their data sets. Some of the other businesses will start to give us some of their data sets, which they will want collaboration on. So this is where we start to get through into this. So if you are a developer, and developers within the connected industries basically are So if you're a developer, you come along and you choose the industries that you work with. So you wanted to work with transport. A lot of the developers today are what we call horizontal developers rather than vertical developers. So a horizontal developer will be a developer that would work, say, across something like security or across the different areas which are relevant through to all industries and all verticals. So our platform is about having an open, collaborative platform that allows for horizontal integration for verticals. So you would choose the technologies that you work with. So you go to Python, Ruby. You would enter through into there. This would then give you a list of the enterprises and the companies that would match with you. So if you take it that you've got cargo, the projects that they have, and you'll see where these projects are generated from in a minute, that match your selection would be, say, Ship Alert, SatNav, and Sat Connection. So you would then take one of these, register your interest through in there, and send it back through. As an enterprise, you're going to put in the projects that you would actually like created and the solutions that you would like developed. So in this case, you want a ship alert. You want an application which is going to alert you if your ships are about to disappear. And these are the technologies that you will want to work with. So you go through there, Python, Ruby, and then you have application. application moves through to them. If you are a partner within the ecosystem, so partner within the ecosystem, within all of the players, like you've got sensors, connectivity, software, data sets, devices, gateways. There's a multitude of partners that are required to make up one solution within the Internet of Things, and each one has its own very important role to play. So it's important that we start to bring all of these through together. At the moment they're calling it the perfect storm because sensor prices are down, connectivity is there, global markets are available, and you can see that this has started to come forward. So within your areas of expertise, you would click there, data sets, devices, and you would sign up then through to that. So if you could imagine, this is Jack Smith, and he's here, and he is a developer. He's gone through to here. These are all of the applications within Jack Smith's world that he has actually developed. These are the applications that he has down here that are awaiting approval, and these are the new proposal invitations that you've seen earlier on, which have come through from Matchmaker. So if you take it from the top one here, he'll have an application on utilities. Now, he's done really well on this. These are all of his downloads by the week, by the month. And then you can also see behind this how much money is he actually generating from this platform by having these services up here. Now, as developers, we're also having that all of the developers are allowed to promote their own applications. So this is a completely open commercial platform. So the developer can promote the applications, your partners can promote the applications or their services in order to reach this. You can have this in both a public and a private mode. So for some organizations or some companies, when an application or solution is developed, they want to keep it for themselves. So they would keep it in private mode. Other companies will go, right, we had the use of that. We will now put it into the global marketplace and see if we can recoup some of our investment, get a return, or see if other companies are interested in buying this. And that's how one of the stages of the ecosystems will work. The other advantage that they have by putting that in, and perhaps the data stream that they have sourced through from this, they start to build a second ecosystem. So your first ecosystem will be around you and your company, and your second ecosystem will when you start to bring that out and to invite other people in to collaborate with you to solve a business problem or to take the advantage of an opportunity that as it presents itself. So if you were an enterprise, say you're an enterprise and you've got multiple departments, for each of your departments you've got to sort out the different applications. So say if you've got a facilities department, all of the applications that that facilities department needs to manage must be stored and accessed through from somewhere. So what will happen within the system here is that say if your company, so say if this is Ericsson, this is Jenny Johnson, and she's the transport manager within Ericsson, this would be her setting and her access area to see her applications that she's managing and how these all fit through together. So she'll be able to see the data streams and to see the results. And overall as a company you decide who gets to see what results, what data streams, and who gets to manage what within there. So within new groups, she'll also be able to see where the developer came from, where within her company this is actually being downloaded. So say if we develop something, and it has actually got to that stage, we were asked to develop by our facilities manager an application which will allow us to see as to whether, a bit like smart parking, where a quiet room is available or not available. This application then would go into our section within there, and all of us then can have a look at that, either on our phone or when we stand up within a room to see whether there's red or green lights that way or that way. So if Jenny was going to say, create an application within here, so what happens is you choose a vertical or a service that you want to go into. You would then search through our engine to see what were the components and what were the data sets that were available to create that application or that solution. So say within this one, you've got data sets, components which could either be hardware or software or sensors. So you click these through and you continue on. At that stage then you'd submit the application through into the team for approval. The only thing we're going to be checking on that is basically for a security check around this. Now for all developers who are coming on to this platform, basically it's free to come on to develop. What happens is after that, it's only when it's been commercialized and then that's the payments then start to come through, which are by the companies who actually purchase the applications or the solutions. So I think we submitted and we'd have a thank you there then from that. So within these areas here, you can see all the different applications and all the different roles that each of the partners would have to play. If you have a look at some of the applications that we have developed on different areas, this would be an operations control centre of a NOC, and this would be how the data would be displayed beyond the different various areas on that. Then that would be displayed back through for the utilities environment, where you can see the different applications that created those data streams and what the results are out from that. Within this, you will also get a full list of the APIs, which are very important within the Internet of Things. So different companies will give you through APIs. We will give you through different horizontal APIs, as we described early on. Some of them may be around the weather. So say within an application that we built for a railway company recently, there is a problem with the railway tracks and predictive maintenance because of climatic conditions and the changes. The weather has become very hot and very cold, and also because of wind. So we needed to take both the sensors on the railway tracks, also then the application had to take a weather reading in terms of the climatic change and in terms of the wind. And that was able to give us as to what was the actual mechanical tension on the tracks and whether it was safe, and also for predictive maintenance from there. So you require a number of different APIs to come in to create these different ecosystems, which create the environment that's served from them. So as a partner to sign up, once again, you will tell us what area you would want to sign up through as a partner and what you actually develop within this and offer it out through to the marketplace. And while there are localized marketplaces both for companies and countries, they all go into the global marketplace, which is offered out globally through both the Ericsson sales teams as well as our partner sales teams, through to the different verticals initially, but to all of the different areas within that. And this is a full e-commerce online solution that we have developed in order to facilitate this. So you'll choose your data sets and you'll go through with that. And that would be your sensor then going through from there. So there are multiple different ecosystems that can actually be built within an environment. And we've only just started on these now. We can see them within Ireland and within the various different areas starting to grow. What we haven't actually seen is how these are going to be commercialised yet. And one of the conversations we were talking about yesterday within the office is how do we actually describe this, where you have the opposite of, it's still called a long tail, but where your applications are launched and they actually grow, not in a hockey stick fashion, but they continue to give you incremental and long-term growth, and grow by adding on different data sets and forming parts of new ecosystems. We couldn't even find online where is the new financial model that describes this environment as to how you're actually going to be able to develop out through here. Because nothing starts within this world within a killer app. The killer apps will be developed and produced by the combination of the different services which allow it to go through. So I hope you found that interesting today as to what we're doing within the marketplace, and how we are enabling the Internet of Things within this economy. If anybody would like to inquire or have any suggestions as to how they would like to integrate or to participate within this, I'm available, and some of my colleagues are actually here today as well, and we'll be very happy to help you. Thank you very much.